and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And Will has the giggles over here. I don't know why. But we are here. We are here once again today, bringing you another episode. I noticed that, some of the people might have not liked our some of the things we said on our last episode, but that's okay. That's okay. Some people may agree. Some people may not agree. I don't, it is what it is. But that is why we're here, because we give our opinions on different things. And and if you want to, if you feel a way, or if you don't quite agree, you are more than welcome to give us your opinion. I mean, that's just what it is. We are all stating opinions. And yeah, it is what it is. So with that being said, once again, if you are new here, if you've never listened to an episode a day in your life of our content, we welcome you. If you are back again, we welcome you. If you are here because of somebody else, we welcome you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for listening to us. And for those of you who do not know, we are on all platforms. We are on SoundCloud. We are on YouTube. We are on Apple Podcasts, and we are on Google Podcasts. We are on every platform that basically plays podcasts. And you can leave us comments on any of those places, and we will read them on the show. Speaking of, we have a new comment from a new person whose name is Olivia McNeil. Thank you so much for listening. Ooh, we got a new listener, or somebody who just decided to leave a comment this time. Great, thank you. And definitely.
Thank you.
Okay, listen, if you're a brand new listener, I love that you actually listen. And I hope you stick around.
Right? And we welcome you.
Yes.
Big arms.
Okay,
Big arms.
we welcome you. We welcome you, sis. We welcome you. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for leaving us a comment, because this is why we do it. This is why we read the comments on the show. So thank you. Olivia McNeil says, "No way Billy is coming back. We have been burned by that one before. At best, the suit will return, not the actor in the flesh." Because, we talked about the whole, rumor from Illuminati last week. Honestly, I would love for the Mighty Morphin people to get their things. I would love that. It's just one of those things that's like, as I said last episode, Hasbro didn't do this. Hasbro didn't screw those people over, but they're still benefiting from their work, but they didn't screw them over, and maybe because that happened, maybe because, new people who are in charge, maybe they might be able to make deals with the older cast members that, will suit their liking, that would bring them back. Maybe that might be the case, but as of right now, I mean, personally, I don't see where, Hasbro personally are in debt to them. I just don't see where that line. That's just my take on it. What are you guys' take? I know, Will, you had your.
I agree that Billy's not coming back. And that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we hold and it's great that we hold Mighty Morphin to such a high standard, but also at the end of the day, can we just let it go? It's been so many.
That's not gonna happen.
That's never gonna happen.
I know, but it was a hope. It was a small.
Yeah.
I'm okay if we don't ever bring back Mighty Morphin.
I thought it was funny how blunt she was about him not coming back and it just being a suit. That'd be crazy. But yeah, we've been burnt by those folks before, and it wouldn't surprise me if we are again.
Yeah.
But I am very hopeful that they do give us something good for the 30th anniversary. It's a big deal.
I hope so. I genuinely do hope so. I mean, listen, they have been super duper hush hush with this, with this situation, because honestly, just like I said before, just like I said last episode, right now is the time that we would be getting all sorts of information about the newest season. Like, we would be getting all kinds of information. We would know what suits they're using. We would have a name. We would, like, that would probably be the most that we'd have. We'd have the suits, and we'd have a name, and we'd have a generic storyline about evil space aliens coming from space. And now we have a team of 5 heroes who's going to stand up against them. They are called Power Rangers X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what they do. They do that every year. They use that same template of a story, that same template of a synopsis. And and that's it. But they do that every year around this time, and we are literally a few days shy of going into next month, May, and we still have not heard anything yet. So that is a little like, that's a little nail biting. It's a little bit like, Hasbro, what you doing, girl? What you doing?
That's exactly what I was saying last week. Like, it is definitely concerning that they're not being transparent with us.
Yeah.
But they, to give them the benefit of the doubt, like, they spent a lot of money on Power Rangers, so we can assume that means that they have some sort of plans.
Absolutely. And I mean, my thing is, it's like, just looking at all the things that they've done thus far, and don't get me wrong, like Hasbro, as you guys have already if you have been following the news and real life news, not just Power Rangers news, but real life news, if you've been following, Netflix is tanking. Like, let's just be 100. Like, Netflix is tanking right now. They've lost a whole bunch of subscribers. Their stock has dropped numerously. Like the amount in their stock and their shares have just like plummeted. Ever since they announced that they were going to be adding commercials into their programming.
Oh my God, I heard about that.
Yeah. To, alleviate cost. So if you want their premium service without any, commercials, then you're going to have to pay a premium price, which was something that Netflix has never, ever done. They've never had commercials in their shit. And now all of a sudden it's like, ooh, we're going to introduce commercials. And it's like, so this is giving real movie pass. I just want to let you know. All right, Netflix, this is giving real movie pass. So it's very interesting, but also too, they're claiming like, oh, this is a money issue, but yet y'all just spent like, what is it? I think it's $3 million to $4 million on one episode of Stranger Things, but we're not even getting into that. No, it was, how much was it? Oh God, it was a crazy amount of money for one episode of Stranger Things. But anyway, but I say all of this to say, I feel like the strategy that Netflix is.
So Netflix wants money. And the thing is, they already raised the price on this. I don't know why they're like, oh, we need commercials now to lower the cost. No, biatch, you're not lowering no costs. You're actually making.
No, seriously. My thing is, it's like, A, you've never done this before, and B, it's like the programming just doesn't, like, your programming is not given Amazon Prime or Apple Plus or something like that. Like, a lot of Netflix's programming is things that you can find off of other networks. Like a lot of their stuff are things that you can find off of other networks. So it's like, girl, or movies that you can find somewhere else. So it's like, girl, we don't need you. Like, we can go to these other things to get what we want. Like, let's be very clear.
Facts.
You know, like, it's just easier to just subscribe to your service because it's all at this one place. But let's be clear, if I want to see something else, I can go to that other thing and go find it. You know, like, I don't need you. And I feel like that is like Netflix's biggest downfall, is the fact that it's like they're trying to beat their chest like, yeah, I'm that girl. And it's like, you got HBO Max, Disney Plus, and Hulu sitting around the corner like, girl. They sitting around the corner looking at her like, yeah, okay. All right, girl. And before you know it, it's going to be looking real dumb. So I'm just like, you know, and what scares me, honestly, with this situation is Power Rangers has began this journey with Netflix where, you know, their show is predominantly anything that's new with Power Rangers, it seems, is going to be put on Netflix. So that is kind of scary because that means that they've basically put themselves on a losing platform where it's like you already have people who are unsubscribing from this service, which means that is going to hurt you in terms of getting other people to come and watch your thing. People who wouldn't normally watch it, but found it and be like, oh yeah, let me go and watch this. I heard this is the new thing, or, you know, or just, you know, something like that, you know, or just wanted to check it out and see what's tea. But that's hurting us now because now it's like, in order to see it, that means people are like, I have to purchase this to watch it. Yeah, no, I'm not buying this subscription for however much they want to charge, which I'm pretty sure is going to be an outlandish price. You know, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be like, yeah, I'm gonna purchase this, you know, for $13.99 or however much, $17 just to watch Power Rangers. Like, they're not doing that, you know, like nobody's gonna do that. So this is hard. This sucks. This really honestly sucks for Power Rangers. And I hope and pray that they are smart and use their resources, as in, like, not just putting the new thing on Netflix, but also putting it on YouTube as well. Maximizing their resources, and just doing their best to try to get the show out to everyone, and giving everyone access. I think that'll probably be their best bet. They're probably not going to do that, or at least wait till the show is completely out for a while and then try to slap it on YouTube later on. But I just, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think about all of this? Like, do you think that Netflix is do you think that that so far, like, Power Rangers is going to be in good hands in terms of all of this? Or do y'all think that we might run into some problems?
So I feel that, like, with Hasbro owning Power Rangers, I don't see it being in trouble because I feel like Hasbro is smart in terms of business wise. I feel like they've already had plans up their sleeve. They already know what they're going to do. I genuinely feel like they're like basically the whole like phases of like Marvel. There's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. They've already planned it out. That's what I genuinely think. However, obviously, if that's what really has happening, I do not know that, right? I don't work for Hasbro, but I feel that, like, if they are smart, and they are smart people, they've already had things planned out. The fact that Netflix has pulled it, that's already really dumb. I don't know what Netflix is thinking. I do agree with you where it's like, you know, we talked about this before, like, everything was easy. Like you had the entire series on there. It, allow you to have new subscribers, old subscribers, rewatching old stuff that we didn't have before, or just revisiting some stuff. And you know what? There's a lot of us out there that do revisit different seasons of Power Rangers. Like it allows you to introduce a brand new generation to it. But the fact that we have to be crafty now on where we watch it, that makes it so that we just kind of turn away from Netflix altogether. So whatever Netflix is doing, that's not smart. I feel like Hasbro already has it in the bag. And the fact that they haven't said anything, kind of going back to what you guys were saying earlier, the fact that they haven't said anything in terms of giving us any snippet, maybe that's actually kind of genius because we're talking about it. We're doing they're doing self marketing or whatever you want to call it, kind of like with Starbucks, where they purposely spell your name wrong so that you would basically advertise for them without saying it. So
that is smart. That's a good point.
So I'm thinking
that's actually kind of smart.
So they're bringing up the hype without actually bringing up the hype. I'm kidding. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on it. I feel like they're a lot smarter than, and they might not be. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think so. Hasbro have been around for a while. They've done really well for themselves, and they're very well known. So I don't see them taking this at all by any means. And we've already seen season 2 of Dino Fear for the most part, and they're really doing a decent job with it. They've taken the show to, for me, in my opinion, to a level that I was not expecting, and I'm pretty impressed. And it takes a lot for me to be impressed by Power Rangers, and I'm pretty impressed.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Oh yeah, I mean, speaking of Dino Fury, it's been fire. What were you gonna say, Will?
Well, real quick, I was just gonna say for Netflix, we're getting a lot smarter when it comes to cutting costs and finding ways around, situations like obviously the password sharing is a big thing. I think that they probably should just go along with it, just accept it. Because instead of trying to come up with restrictions and adding fees, making things more expensive, doing like a tier of the accessibility you have for the app, like that just doesn't seem like the best thing to do. And like you said, you've got HBO Max and Prime Video, Apple Plus, like all of these other alternatives that have better content and more just better content. It doesn't seem very wise for them to be trying to like threaten the customers, the consumers. I did not think of Power Rangers. That is a really good question. Like if they go through with these things and Netflix continues to lose subscribers, will that put Netflix in jeopardy? Would they shut down? And if that happens, where would our Power Rangers go?
Right.
I mean, but I'm sure that they would be able to, get a deal somewhere else. But, that's not a guarantee.
Right. And I mean, the thing is, it's like, and that's just like, that's an extreme kind of a thing. But I'm pretty sure Netflix would do something before it gets to that point, because I mean, they're dumb, but they're not that dumb. Like because we've seen situations where Netflix even raised the price, mugs went crazy, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, never mind. We'll change it back. I promise. We'll change it. They'll snap back immediately. But I do definitely think that doing stuff like this and kind of bringing these kind of things out, it hurts. Like it ultimately hurts the how can I put it? It hurts the customer trust. Like people, like I said before, like all these other places are giving you all these things. Their prices moderately stay the same. They keep getting great content, things that we keep talking about and want to keep subscribing and rewatching and, all that kind of stuff. They keep giving us this kind of stuff. Whereas Netflix really, not even trying to throw shade. I'm not trying to throw shade, but how many times did people rewatch Squid Games?
I never watched it. I had every intention on it, but I just never got to it.
Child, don't get me wrong. It was good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I enjoyed Squid Games, but it was not something that I was like, oh yeah, it was so good. I might have to watch this again. Like, it wasn't that. Like, I enjoyed it the first time around when I watched it. And then after that, it was like, okay, girl, I'm done.
And the thing is, that's a lot of shows, and you're absolutely right. Especially something as serious as that. Like, I'm with you. Like, I've seen it once. I enjoyed it for what it was. Did I ever go back? Hells no.
No. And that's exactly, and that's precisely my point, is that they have a lot of shows that you do that with. Like, it's not something where it's like, they don't have shows on there or many shows on there that make you go, oh yeah, I'm gonna just randomly just go on there and just watch this because I enjoyed it so much. Like, no, like they don't have stuff like that on in terms of their programming. They don't have that, So it's like, and then with us specifically, us Power Ranger fans, they took off what, like 23 seasons, 23, 24 seasons. So it's like, it's like you don't have us anymore because, many of us who would be of us Power Ranger fans who will be binging these seasons over and over and over, like, especially the earlier ones, we don't have them on Netflix anymore. So it's like, well, what's the point? So yeah, it's just, this is a weird time. This is a very weird time for Power Rangers in general. And I just think that, I don't think that I don't think that Hasbro thought or saw this coming. It was just like, okay, we might have to, like, figure some stuff out. And maybe they may already have something in the bag that, listen, there may be plenty of things that they might be trying to figure out or trying to do. Because obviously we don't work for Hasbro, so we don't know. And these are all hypothetical things anyway. All of these things that we're talking about are all, well, not all of it, but in terms of Power Rangers and Netflix, all of these things are hypothetical. But just, I guess for me personally, it just kind of feels like this is just a very, very weird time. And it's a time of uncertainty because it's not even so much of, it's not just anymore what are we getting, like, in terms of like the season or what kind of season are we going to get, or things like that. It's not even just that anymore. It's now turning into, oh crap, like, what is actually going on? Like, is it because we haven't heard anything? Is it dealing with Netflix is the reason why we haven't heard anything as of yet? Like, like, what is going on? Because we haven't heard anything. And also too, I don't know whether you guys heard this news or noticed this news, but a while back, Simon Bennett left out, did a tweet that, I'm not even gonna hold you, it was a little, it kind of was a little, how can I put it? It was a little sus. It was a little sus. Okay, so I'm about to read it for you. Give me a minute. I'm pulling it up. Okay, So he says, and this was back in March 28th of 2022. So he says, hashtag Dino Fury, season 29, finally done and dusted. It's been a joy to have had stewardship on the show. Kudos to writers, cast, production crew, and post-production staff. You all should be very proud of this. And thanks to Ranger Fandom for keeping it interesting. It's been a blast. Now, listening to this, is it me? Or does it sound like he is saying, peace out, y'all? I'm out.
I did see that. Yeah, I could take it that way. I could see it. I could see it that way.
Yeah, it kind of it kind of feels like he's saying, I'm out, deuces, but it could also be taken as, this is done, and now it's time to move on to, the next season. Like, it could be taken in various ways. And the thing is, it's like Simon is so eloquent with his language to the point where he can say things and literally, like, you can take it in 100 different directions sometimes. But that's just how he is with just the flowering of his language. But in this particular thing, especially since we've not heard anything as of yet, we have not heard anything. And just going back to all of the things that he kept saying in terms of like reasoning as to why they didn't accept certain teams or they didn't want to do certain teams. There's a lot that is kind of like, are we even going to have like a Super Sentai this time around? And even if we do have a Sentai this time around, is he going to be in charge of it? Like, is he going to be in charge of the girls? Is what the people want to know. Because I'm just saying, to me, this tweet really sounds like he's saying, all right, so they didn't hire me to do this next season. So, yeah.
And yeah, that wouldn't surprise me because we already know that I forgot his name, but they had mentioned somebody else creatively is going to be taking over is it Entwistle? Like he's going to be doing show stuff too?
Yeah, well, he's over the whole, like he's going to be over like everything in terms of like the whole kind of like the whole story arc of the whole franchise. So like he's going to be over like, apparently from my understanding, he's going to be over like TV and movies. Like he's going to be over like the whole universe. Like he's like the creative person of like the entire universe. So I mean, and I don't know if it was going to be completely over the TV stuff in terms of like executive producer, like that kind of thing, because he could still be the creative person, but they still need somebody day to day running the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they still need that guy there, which Simon Bennett could definitely still do. Like he could still be the person running that stuff. And just the creative person behind it would be Entwistle. It could be that. Just throwing that out there. It could be that, or it may be a situation where Entwistle would be the executive producer and would be like, yeah, no, like this is my job. Like I'm now in charge of the TV show, kind of a thing. And if he is in charge of the TV show, this could be the start of the Entwistle universe. The 30th anniversary could be the start of the Entwistle universe, which that alone is fucking special, because what if the 30th anniversary literally is a reboot of the entire franchise? Like literally is an entire, like a complete just redo of just everything. and it just goes starting from there and just progresses forward and just progresses forward and just goes from there.
That could give more context into Amy Jo's tweet, if that's already in the
plan. I'm telling you, I'm just saying. Like, there are some things, it feels like some of the people might be getting what they asked for in terms of like, not what they asked for, but maybe that rumor of what Illuminati tweeted, posted years ago, almost feels like. What was it, years ago? I feel like it was about a year ago, or maybe two. I'm not sure.
Maybe two. Maybe two.
Yeah, I think it was about 2 years, right? When they said that Toei
like
and Hasbro are
5.
splitting.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm.
Right. It feels like fucking forever. But maybe that might have a ring of truth to it. Like, they might actually be separating, and this might be the reason why. Because they want to go ahead and just push this Whistle universe and just go straight forward. Because here's the thing. The comics, definitely, for sure, the comics has literally just, I feel like Hasbro, and maybe this might not have happened. Maybe this is not even, maybe this has nothing to do with it. But when you really honestly think about it, the comics especially has just expanded the world of Mighty Morphin to a point where it's like everything under the sun is in this world now. Other characters from other seasons, like, they're telling this whole huge world dating back to Zordon, back when he had a full body and was young and sprite. Like, like, they're telling these huge elaborate stories now. And it's like, oh, we could live in the realm of Mighty Morphin for years. And we could give the people nothing but Mighty Morphin all day, every day. And would that, honestly, would that kind of tank the brand in some ways? Yes, it'll hurt the brand in some ways. But also, depending on what they do with it and how they want to do it, the Ant Wilson universe could be its own separate thing. Well, it could be the in place of the new thing. Meanwhile, they could find other avenues to keep certain things, like pushing certain other seasons along on the side, whether that be in anime form or, whatever. But the point I'm making is, it does kind of feel like this Whistle universe, especially as of right now, them using the 30th anniversary as a way of being like, we're going to basically say, we're just going to scrap everything that we knew beforehand and go into the next new thing. I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for it. This is the opportunity. This right now. This is the time. And with Whistle, with that tweet that he said with the morphing grid, let me go ahead and pull that up for the people who did not know anything about it, because I want the girls to make sure they are following along with us. So the tweet that the morphing grid posted, that Ant Whistle chimed in on, he was like, "What season do you want to see get their own movie?" And then he goes, "How about a brand new one?" Like, that could be anything. It could be a brand, like something talking about a completely brand new team altogether. It could be a brand new, when he's saying brand new team, brand new movie, or brand new season. They were like, It could be a brand new team altogether. It could be a brand new version of Mighty Morphin that we already got. Just a retelling of different characters. It could be anything at this point, you know? And like I said, like season 30 is like, this is the time for it, you know? And with that whole new side of what we had most recently, I think this is season 30 might be the jump off point, but we shall see. We shall see. Lena, you did mention Dino Fury.
Yeah.
So actually, we can go ahead and jump on Dino Fury episode 8.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, like it. Okay, can I just overall say I've watched 2 episodes today and I really like where this is heading.
Okay.
I want to say I'm at the point where I'm kind of liking Ollie. Kind of.
Ill.
I know. I didn't think I would say it. But at some point, I also got emotional. I don't know which episode it was because but I'm like, man, this is great. I love this.
Wow.
So yes, that's my overall thought before we get into it.
Listen, I am still team Bump Ollie. I am not a fan. I don't think I'm ever really going to be a fan of him, but also because I'm stubborn as shit. That is just the Sagittarian nature in me. I am just stubborn. I didn't hate him in this particular episode 8, which is the one we're reviewing today, which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read y'all the synopsis for. Give me one second. So, episode 8. The synopsis for episode 8, serious business. The Rangers question Boy Knight's intentions. Santura comes up with a new strategy to hunt down her former partner in crime. Ooh. So basically in this episode, Void Zaddy is in trouble, honey. Like,
I mean, this is what happens when you basically try to save something that should not be saved.
Listen, he said that he thought that his baby was worth saving, okay? He was like, look here, I love this woman, and she is my everything.
Well, clearly he did not, because he flipped the switch so quick too.
Well, listen.
I mean, she's out of her damn mind.
She is.
Right.
And, no, she is. And I agree with that. I think like what kind of shook me too is like, I guess I wonder how long they've been married for and how did he not see that trait in her? And the other thing is like, obviously we still don't know what happened to her, that she's all like, hate them humans. So it really makes you wonder, it like, you know, I know in a previous episode, we said hypothetically, they could be Amelia's parents. And if that is the case, what did the humans do to you? Did they take away your baby? Is that what's wrong? Is that why we're raging here? Because if it is, like, hey, let me know. At least that's reasonable.
Something happened to her while she was in that comatose state. I'm assuming, or do you remember if maybe like when she woke up, maybe the way that she was revived, it might have scrambled her brains a bit?
Honestly, to be truthfully honest with you, I personally think that she was probably always this crazy.
I agree.
I think she was always this crazy, to be honest with you.
I think so too. And she was looking for a reason and she found a reason.
And she found her reason.
Yeah, I agree. Because she was so quick that the moment she got out of there, she was like, because you have to remember, well, she didn't even know she was on Earth.
Mm-mm.
She had no idea and it didn't even matter to her. It was just sort of like, la, 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 la. And then like, he just happened to let it slip they were on Earth.
Okay, and he was like, well, we about to leave, but like, you know, I just made sure that, you know, I use the magic jukebox to, revive you. And sis is like, we still here? Bet.
Yeah.
Choosing violence. And she's been choosing violence ever since. I really legit feel like I'm not gonna hold you. She was probably she probably got put to sleep because her ass was choosing violence. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's probably what happened.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
I'm just saying. She probably got put to sleep because her ass was crazy.
Exactly. And you know what? And this is not to say all females are crazy, because we always get that from the guy side of it. Oh, she was crazy. She is crazy. You know what? I'm with you here. I think she was always crazy.
Always. Sis was always nuts.
And I don't think that he's completely given up on her. I don't think, I feel like in the last episode, he said it he's leaving for now, but he's not done trying to get her back or I guess, stabilize her mentally.
Honestly, I'm not going to say, I don't think he's done with her, because this is a man who literally was risking it all for everything.
Exactly.
He loves her. This is not that we're not going to refute that. He loves her.
Oh,
for sure. But also he is I'm not down for hurting people that ain't did nothing to me either. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to get these forks so I can wake your ass up. That was it.
And you know what? And that was really it. When you really thought about it, he was literally there to grab the sports and he left. The Rangers got in the way, and that's what ultimately, he did what he had to do. He didn't mean to hurt people. He didn't want to hurt people. He just genuinely just wanted the sports, and he made it clear. It wasn't he wasn't clear on what he wanted. It's kind of a gold digger who made it clear that she's a gold digger. You can't hate her for admitting that that's what she wants. And I know there are people that are like that. You get people are oh, but she's a gold digger. Yeah, but she always said she was a gold digger. She's not denying it. What are you talking about? Why are you acting suddenly you're giving her so much? She's oh, she's a gold digger. No, honey. She was always a gold digger. She always admitted she was a gold digger. Kind of like that episode of 90 Day Fiance. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen it, where I think she was some Russian porn star lady. And he met her through the porn app, but he was trying to make it seem they met through an online dating site. But in reality, he basically dinged her a bunch of times. She never messaged him. And then finally he was I'm a millionaire. She's oh, hi, daddy.
I've never seen that, but I mean, it makes sense.
You've never seen it? Oh my God. Oh, anyways, because obviously this is empowering, just not 90 Day Fiance. But long story short, he makes it to America. And she's so where's all the money you promised me? And he's no, what about me? What about love? And she's I'm not here for you. Duh. And everyone's oh my gosh, she's a gold digger. And I'm but honey, she always said she was a gold digger.
Was that the guy with no neck?
No, he had no. I know who you're talking about. Not him. Guy
with no neck. What?
Yeah, there's a guy with no neck. He's engaged to be married to a really beautiful girl now. I think she's here for the clout, but whatever. Moving right along. Bottom line is, there's this line that she says in the show that always makes me laugh. He goes to her how do I fix this? Right? He made multiple mistakes essentially, and he in at the end of it, he actually wasn't a millionaire. He was actually flat broke. Right?
Of course.
And so he's what can I do to make this better? And she was nothing. There's nothing you can do. And he's why not? And he's because you can't fix stupid.
Oh. Oh, we would have had to fight. Nah, you can't fix stupid.
Brendan, I mean, you seen it? You would agree with her. I agree with her. I'm you know what? I'm actually with you. I'm not about people. How do I say this? I'm not about people deceiving people. I'm not about people stealing from people. But if you're upfront about it, I'm with you. She was upfront about it. She was literally, the only reason I responded to you was because you said you were rich.
Listen. Now, girl, I'm not going to trip. Here's the thing. And just to go back to what you were saying before, with the whole stating your intention, she made it very clear Now, because your dumb behind just assumed that she was just gonna just change, just because she met you. No, that's not how this works. And I'm sorry, but also let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. People do that all the time. When it comes, not even just in just this situation, but just in general. It's like if somebody states or shows their intentions from the very beginning, like, and they showed you who they are and what they're about. If you decide to keep it pushing and, trying to pursue them, and then they show you who they are and they prove themselves right, you can't get mad at that. You cannot get mad. So no, I agree. He was dumb, but also still you got to meet me outside because you call me stupid and you ain't gonna call me stupid in my face.
Well, to be honest with you, he did absolutely nothing because he was stupid. He just stood there in the kitchen being like, okay, I guess.
Child, you got to meet me outside. You got to meet me outside, girl. But, what is this? Who is this no-neck man?
90 Day Fiancé.
He looks like a Disney character.
He can't even turn around without turning his whole body around. And so, he met this Filipino girl, and she's like 19, okay? So he goes over there, damn. And they meet up. They do their thing. He sleeps with her. Oh. And the next day, he goes to her like, your breath smells bad. You need to shave. And she's just like, what? Excuse you? And he uses mayonnaise to gel his hair. Mayonnaise, okay? This guy is disgusting. So anyways, in the end, Rose dumped his ass. Thank goodness. She's hot now. She's like, I took the money from the show and I gave myself a brand new life and a brand new me. And he's now engaged to some woman that I'm pretty sure is only there for the clout because he's a whole ass penguin. He waddles like a penguin too.
Wow.
Oh no.
I gotta show you guys a clip. Oh my god.
Child, no. But anywho, I'm not doing this. We are not talking about the penguin from Batman. We are talking about
you can't fix
Dino Fury. Because I don't know what this is, child. No. Girl, no.
Oh my
but anywho, but yeah, so we're just gonna just spot check some things on this little piece of episode, child. So in terms of episode 8, what was it given? What did you like about it? What you didn't like? What was something that stood out to you about this episode?
You know what? Honestly, overall, I really liked the episode. I like the fight scenes. I really like how everything was done. I love the high def, it was done cinematically beautiful. It was just, it was a beautiful episode to watch.
I agree. I think that this episode was really well done. Yeah, for sure. I definitely think this episode was shot very well. One of the things that I thought that was very interesting, just in terms of just the plot of it for me was it was giving real what is it? What are those hackers? What are they called? Anonymous? Oh gosh, is that what they're called? Oh crap, I can't remember those people.
Are you talking about with the little hacker? Are you talking about that show, kind of Money Heist and stuff with the mask?
Yeah, but they actually they're a real group. They literally will hack into people's into government shit and will expose stuff. I cannot remember. I think they're called Anonymous. But they basically do the same exact thing, and they alter their voices, and they're
yes,
we are everywhere.
I know exactly.
We see everything.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know. They're not called Anonymous. I'm gonna look this up. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh my god. Yes, I know.
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
But yeah, that's what it was given. It was oh wow, and the fact they had Buzz Blast, like I was like, yo, that's actually kind of genius. Like,
right?
That's actually kind of cool.
I think what shook me more is the fact that like when you found out who did it,
right?
Surprising. And I'm not gonna lie, that was very characteristic of Ion to find everything that this person said funny. Even though it wasn't like haha funny, it was very dad jokes. Actually, it was worse than dad jokes. It was like
they were worse than dad jokes.
Like I don't even know what they were, but I love the fact that like Ion is like, this is hilarious, blah 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 blah. And I did like how he gave her an opportunity to come clean herself. That was genius.
Right.
And I liked and I really like what's her name? Jane, and how she handled herself in this episode. It was very I like how I'm not sure if you notice this for yourself, but I noticed that as each episode goes on, she becomes more and more of a boss figure, if you will. Like she almost adds value to the episodes now versus where before she was like a slap. Like what's that comedy called? Like slapsticks or slap.
Yeah.
So she was
slapstick.
Yeah, she was more like that. But I like how in more recent episodes, her and J-Bor have become more of a significant to the show, and I like how they have evolved since the beginning of the show. So that I really enjoy seeing, and it made me like, I really like that, and I like how in the end when she did that that tap dancing thing, and she was really powerful, she came out of it. I was like, oh, that was such a cute moment. I really like that, and like it's, I don't know, everything about this episode has been really, really good overall. But Ion being silly, that was perfect. It was just like the perfect icing on the cake for me.
I did enjoy that. I did enjoy it. And what made me laugh, though, I'm not even gonna hold you. What made me laugh was when he took her bike tire. I'm not gonna hold you. I cackled. I screamed because I was like, did he really just take her bike tire?
I really like that. I actually really like that.
Oh no, I loved it. It was like just funny as hell.
You little brat, like you think you can hack a company's whole stream and
just so that she could
just get away with it.
Well,
just so you can get your way.
Yeah, just so you can get your way. Like, it was so bratty.
And I love like the analogy that he used, like, how does it make you feel that I take this wheel away from you? Now you can't ride your bike. That's essentially what you're doing to these people at Buzz Blast, and then he gives it right back, of course. But I actually like that.
I like that.
I would have loved if he would have gave it back to her at the end of the episode.
Me too. For her to like,
honestly,
to her learn a lesson, like really think it through, because I felt like I understood that was not the whole idea of the episode, right? Because it was like a quick like side storyline, but I felt like it would have been better to really teach her and younger audience a lesson that you don't take something that doesn't belong to you. You got to earn it. It's not just because you felt entitled to it, or you felt like you deserve it, that you actually need it and deserve it and earned it. You haven't. Having certain things, you have to earn it. There's a time, there's a place, and not everything belongs to you just because you feel like you deserve it. And that would have been a perfect lesson to learn at the very end.
I feel the exact same way. I feel like she should have earned her tire back instead of like him just giving it back to her and then being like, all right. Because she could have easily just been like, okay, you gave my tire back, but I'm still gonna keep this I'm still gonna keep on harassing Buzz Blast though. Like, she could have easily done that. And it's like, I would have really loved if he would have like taken it from her and just really been like, so that she could really be like, all right, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. And then he, at the end of the episode, he gives it back to her. And she's like, yeah, I get it now. And then he gives her tire back, so that she can like now fix her bike. And also like, she fixed their stuff, so he fixed her bike, kind of a situation. But that's a little nitpick. But overall, like I still like the fact that he took her tire because that shit was savage, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I do wonder if they didn't go that route because it's kind of like two wrongs doesn't make a right. Like you're taking something that doesn't belong to you, even though this girl did something bad, and you're trying to take her, teach her a lesson. You are like just taking something from someone that doesn't belong to you. Essentially because you're bigger than them.
Yeah,
I wonder
you
if
could
that
probably see that. You could probably say that. I mean,
Yeah.
and that
But
might have been the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm totally with you. Like I thought he was going to keep it, and I would have been okay with it. But I could see why they didn't go that route.
Right.
And I also wonder if maybe she listened to what he said because he actually he noticed her jokes and enjoyed them, so that like made her feel good. So maybe that's why she actually went through with, righting her wrongs.
And that could have been it, probably more than likely. That probably was it. I'm pretty sure that was probably the reason as to why she was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll just go ahead and do it because he actually likes my content. So, I'll do it. But yeah, I mean, to be truthfully honest, like it was one of those situations, this episode in particular, this episode could have went south really easily because we have a child, and normally children in Power Rangers irritates the shit out of me. Like, because I don't know what it is. It's just something about children in Power Rangers. Like they just they just make me want to just choke them. Yeah. They make me want to choke them. But this child, the way they portrayed her, yes, she did a very childish thing. And maybe it was, partly the writing and also partly the actress, but she wasn't insufferable. Like she wasn't this character that made you want to pull your goddamn hair out. Like she was like, yeah, she realized she did a terrible thing, but she was also like, she was charismatic in a way. Like she was very charismatic, and it was just like, oh wow, like okay, I can kind of deal with her a little bit. Like her jokes were terrible, but and they were supposed to be, but it was like she wasn't that child that we normally would get on the show that make you just want to be like, oh my gosh, she is making this show 10 times more terrible than what it already is. Like she's not that, like to be truthfully honest, she's a lot better than a lot of the adult actors that they brought on this show a couple times. Like, she's a lot better than them. So, I mean, I don't know if it's 100% the writing or partly her acting or what, but I enjoyed her. Like, she did not make the show bad. Like, she did not make the episode bad at all.
Mention Void Knight, who is a leather daddy in this episode.
Ooh, now that's who I wanted to talk about.
What was that? Like,
that's what I wanted to talk about.
So that's his idea of what a human dresses like.
A leather daddy.
Is this because of his prior experience interacting with humans before this that we didn't?
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm gonna tell you right
now. Ooh, with that little piece of leather on, I was like, "Now, Void Zaddy, don't do this. Don't do this."
They had to like the people that in wardrobe, whoever okayed this had to know what they were doing.
I'm sure they did. I'm almost positive they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. They knew.
It was blatant.
Blatant. It was so obvious. And I'm like, oh. Like literally when I first watched the episode for the first time, literally I gasped. Like I took the most deepest gasp ever. Because I'm like, I know y'all did not think this through. If you did this. Did you think this through or did you do this on purpose? Because first of all, this actor, number one. Then this actor wearing this. He's giving real stereotypical leather daddy. Like, and I'm living for it. I am living for it. I'm like, oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. That's why I'm like, that's why I gave him the name Boy Zaddy. That is Void Zaddy right there. Like, And then don't even get me wrong. Don't even get me started on the actor himself. That man is fine. Child. No. That's Void Zaddy. Void Zaddy. Child. But no, I'm gonna tell you right now, the outfit underneath it is terrible. Now, if he was just wearing just the leather and the shorts, yes.
Oh my God, they wouldn't have done that.
Because that purple shirt kills everything. It is like, what are you doing? Why do you have on this purple shirt? You either need to take off the leather or take off the purple shirt. But both of these cannot exist at the same time. Like they just can't. They can't.
And what was up with the the red herring that he had found so that what was it, tracking slash the oh my God, the sports beast. Yeah. When he was sniffing him out, he found this guy who was wearing a purple shirt, but he had like a bag that was like studded.
Another leather daddy
strap. Mm-hmm. What was that?
They're acting as if this style is a thing that people do. They don't do that.
Well,
nobody does this.
Some do for like a hobby. Yeah.
But not wearing something like that. That is very specific. Like that, what that man was wearing was very specific. And it's like, no one will wear this. I just want you to know, no one would do this. Like, I'm sorry, but no. Now, if they had him out of frame wearing the same outfit without the leather, that's different. But the fact that they gave this man a leather strap fanny pack or crossbody or whatever he was wearing, I think it was a crossbody, a leather crossbody. Come on now. Like, y'all for real? You dead ass? Like, no. I'm sorry. There's some things I can be like, all right, I can suspend disbelief on, but this, nah. Void Zaddy is giving real leather daddy, and you have this man wearing a leather crossbody in the same design of Void Knight's leather situation. No, I'm sorry, but nah, I don't believe that. I do not believe that. I'm sorry. I just don't. Like, how did Void Knight find this random man wearing that? Really? Nah. I don't believe that. Like I said, if they just would have had him wearing just the outfit, that's different. But that leather crossbody threw it off. I'm like, nah, don't believe it. But nevertheless, let me see. Oh yeah, speaking of Jane, because I know you were talking about Jane earlier. Jane actually, the actress, Kira, actually using her tap dancing skills in this episode. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool too. I'm like, oh, look at that. But her dancing upside down on her hands, that was obviously not real.
Well, I mean, yes. Yeah.
Just saying.
That wasn't real. But I really did actually like that she was able to like really actually use her skills and everything in the show itself. Because like normally like we don't really get to see the actors really do the things that they actually can do. Because to be truthfully honest, these actors are all talented. Like all of them are in some facet. Like they all do certain things. And I feel like early Saban used to do that a lot. Like they would show them doing things that they actually can do in real life. You know, like they kind of had them do that kind of stuff in the very beginning. And now it's just kind of like, unless they're high schoolers, and even then, sometimes even then they don't even do it. But it's very rare now that they actually show the actors actually doing what they actually do in real life in the actual show. So, you know, kudos to them. I'm like, oh, okay. Look at them. Look at this. So I thought that was pretty cool. I know because I've already seen all the episodes, but I don't know if everybody have seen them all yet. But so I'm not gonna like jump too far ahead. But as of right now, with this whole situation with Zeto and Void Knight, how do you feel about how he is, you know, so against Void Knight right now?
It's fair. He's given him every reason to not trust him. But I think that in this episode, he was a little bit more transparent with what his plans are and why he's doing what he's doing. So I think that we'll have Zeto eventually trust him. Though I also could see him doing something later on to either fully betray the trust or, you know, maybe do like a trick where either Zeto thinks that he's, you know, oh, I knew I couldn't trust you, or maybe they do like a plan like that to get to Void Queen.
Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. The reason why I'm asking this is because there's like in this episode in particular, I'm not even gonna hold you. I did get a little annoyed with Zeto. I understand the skepticism behind it. I completely get it. I completely get the skepticism. I really do. I get it. I get it. I get it. This is somebody who you witnessed since day one, who came in, released the sports, and did all the things. But if you really honestly think about it, and I even went back and rewatched all the episodes, to be truthfully honest. Like I went back and rewatched them all. Void Knight never actually instructed his minions to attack humans.
No.
Like they attack humans out of their own volition.
Exactly.
But he never instructed them to do so. Now, the thing is also, of course, you know, they wouldn't know that, obviously.
Exactly.
But, you know, he never actually did it. So on one hand, I can kind of understand Zeto's like his skepticism, but also at the same time, it's like you got him, like he's tried to save y'all twice. Go ahead.
Right. But also, in all fairness, even though he never instructed, he never stalked it either.
This is also very true.
You know, so like he basically just said, do whatever it takes. So
do whatever it takes to get these forex.
You know, all I'm saying is like, yeah, he didn't like flat out say, hey, hurt these humans on purpose, but he also didn't stand by the humans either.
Right.
However, I do appreciate Zeto's reaction to it because it was very realistic. I remember thinking as I was watching that scene, I'm like, thank you. That's exactly the kind of acting that we needed, because if it was like Ninja Steel, it would have been like, oh, that's okay. We understand.
Yeah.
Try now.
Right.
You know,
right.
So Zeto reacting the way he did was brilliant. It was basically on point. I was here for it because that's realistic. That's a very realistic reaction versus, oh, that's okay. You try saving us. We saw that. We noticed you. Ha! You're on our side. Like, come on. Then just still sit the fuck down.
No, and like the thing is, it's like, I agree 100%. For me, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm sitting here listening to all the things that he was saying, and I'm like, ooh, child. Like, some of the stuff that he was saying, I was like, ooh, sir. Because it was just like, dag, like, you're making it seem like the man is like, because I guess for me, I'm just looking at it from the thing of like, not even looking at their own personal things, like their own personal parts where they're doing their own things. But my thing is, it's like, if Void Knight done saved us twice, and he keep on saying, like, look, I'm trying to help you. Like, at some point, I'm going to start asking questions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not going to just automatically just be like, oh no, he's lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you keep coming up being like, you know, look, I'm trying to help you. Like, I'm trying to help you. I'm gonna start asking questions. Like, I'm like, okay, so are you really actually trying to help us for real? Like what's up? You know, but I just feel like, and I kind of feel like everybody else, like, you know, I guess for me, the person who I'm really identifying with right now is Izzy. Because like how Izzy was just like, let him talk. When she went to like stop Javi, because Javi was just like, oh, it's you again. And she was just like, let him talk. Like, let him get what he got to say out. And I'm like, yes. Because it's like, here he is. He's back again. He's like, hey, I'm trying to help you. And it's like, oh boy, here he comes again. And it's like, well, he said he's coming to help us. So is he actually going to help us? Because my thing is, if it's like, literally, if he did that and then it backfired, and then it was a setup, then we know that he's lying. But it's been a couple times now that that everything that he said is actually true. So it's like, why would he all of a sudden just help us start collecting sporks again? Like, something must be going on. So I mean, I guess for me, I would just be looking at the overall picture versus, because the thing is, like, he didn't take the sporks back. You know, after they defeated the monster, he didn't take it back. Like, he let the Rangers keep the sporks. So it's like, if he really was against them or whatever, like, I don't think he would have let them keep the sporks. So it's just little stuff like that if I was a Ranger, I would have been kind of side-eyed. Like, okay, something must be going on. Either this is like either a big elaborate trick that he's trying to pull off, or, you know, something's going on. But I just wouldn't I don't know if I would just immediately just shut him off. I don't know. And maybe it's just the fact that of like, I still have the information from his side, so it's influencing my train of thought. Because maybe I might even be like Zeto. I don't know. But I really do like that. One thing that I do enjoy, and I'm pretty sure you guys can agree, like, one thing I do enjoy is the fact that we have the Rangers automatically mistrusting them. Instead of just, like you said, Lena, jumping in and being like, oh yeah, everybody's all happy and everybody's all together. Like, you know, we don't have that this time. Like, everybody is very mistrustful of him. You know, and that reminds me of an episode from Zeto, my favorite season of all time, where Rocky was in love with a girl who was blind, and they had that monster that was trying to trick them. He was like a monster from King Mondo that was trying to pretend like he was a good like he was a good robot, but he actually wasn't. And he set them up. That particular episode, the Rangers did exactly what Lena was talking about. which was the whole, oh, well, you're a good guy now. Well, let's believe you kind of a situation. And it was a setup. So actually I do like the fact that they didn't go that route. So good for them. I like that. Okay.
You know what? One thing, the track and slash, his ability to block every attack that the Rangers did was really cool. I really like that. Those couple of fight scenes, and then having Void Knight come in and tell them exactly how to defeat him, and actually, he defeated him, right?
Well, yeah. Him, right? He didn't. Zeto did, but he told him how to.
Okay, yeah. So that, once again, that's kind of or not kind of, that is showing like he's not actually your enemy. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where we're progressing. I love that we're telling all these we're really like taking care of the characters right now. I really like that. But that's about it. That's it.
Okay. No, and I agree. Like I did like that, and that just goes back to the previous thing that I was saying, was like him just giving them the ideas, like with the whole, like with the pumpkin monster on the previous episode, like he told him how to defeat that one. He told him how to defeat Track and Slash or whatever that monster's name is. Like he told him how to defeat that. So it's just like he's giving them all the clues, and it's like, it's kind of like, what's going on here? So yeah, I do like that. I do like that he's actually trying to help them out this time around. So yeah, we'll see what is given, what he's trying to do. Now, if we were to rate this episode, what would we rate it?
I would give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 3. 3s are not bad, by the way. They're like, they're good. Yeah. But I'm really enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to another 4 for sure. But I really like this, and I can only imagine that it'll continue to get better and give me what I need.
Yeah. I am going to give it a 4. Mainly because I've really just been enjoying the show. I really have been enjoying this series, and I like where it's going. Like season 2 is definitely giving us all the things when it comes to story. So, I'm really enjoying where we're going with this. And just like the interview with Simon said, it was like, season 1 was basically just filler episodes because they originally planned for the show to be 22 episodes. So they had to add an extra 20 episodes to make it to fill out the story. When they were, given the okay to do 40 plus episodes. So, now that we're getting actual story, this is the story that they came up with. And just think that if this show was actually going to be 22 episodes, like this probably would have been one of the best 22 episode seasons ever. This probably would have been one of the best seasons ever, because so far the story that they're telling is just phenomenal. So I'm very excited to see Santora and the crazy bitch vibes that she's about to give, because I feel like it's only gonna get worse. Like it's only gonna get worse. Like Santora is about to be on some fuck shit, and I can't wait to see what she does. So yeah, so that concludes Dino Fury. So now we are about to go ahead and segue into another form of entertainment, which is Don Brothers. Ooh, Don Brothers episode 4.
Uh-huh.
So episode 4 of Don Brothers. Onigiri Oni. So this episode, basically the synopsis of this episode. Now, once again, I'm reading from Ranger Wiki, so it may not be in the best English, but just, work with me. Work with me. I'm trying. Haruka, who finally found out who Taro is, visits the courier shop he is working to ask what he is thinking. Later, Taro decides to have a part-time job at a consulting company where Kiji brother works. The two team up to help Onigiri specialty store that continues to be in the red. The onigiri that the owner makes is not good, and the staff are not motivated. Taro decides to give the staff special training.
Right. So I don't want to get into it, but I'm really confused about the whole second job thing. Because, from what I understood, it seems like he owns or he has a really big part in the delivery company. Doesn't seem like he would ever be able to get fired, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just sort of why did you obtain a second job? And then he only did it for one whole day and he never came back.
Right.
So,
that was the one thing about this episode that was weird to me. Yes.
I was like,
yes.
What? But yeah, my overall was before we obviously before we get into it, that was my immediate thought was this is kind of confusing. I'm not sure faster way of interacting the characters, but I feel like there could have been better ways of doing that. But yeah.
Okay. I won't even argue with you on that one because I agree with you 100% on that. I agree. To me, for sure, it definitely, and we're going to get into it, but for sure, it was one of those things that kind of made me side-eye the entire episode, honestly. It was just one of those things I was like, I understand that they're trying to find ways to integrate the cast, to find ways to connect them, to make them, become friends, or to at least, realize who each other are outside of being in suit. So I understand that idea, but they could have easily had the situation where, he just came to drop off a package at the place and met Kiji brother and then decided to help him on his job. Since he's always, since he's good at everything and he just wants to help everybody, that could have been his moment to help. Not so much getting a part-time job at the place, but just being like, hey, I'm noticed, I just came to drop off this package, but I met you specifically, and I noticed that you in particular is having an issue. And since we've already met before, because he's met Kiji brother before when he went to drop off a package, and he, helped him fix his arm or fix his shoulder. So he's met Kiji brother before. So it's he's like, oh, we established a bond. What do you need help with? Because I can tell you need help with something. What do you need help with? And that could have been the lead in this episode to me. Instead of him just being like, oh, I just came to come work here. That to me was that was weird. So yeah, no, Lena, I agree. I agree. That was probably the eyebrow raiser for this episode. For me.
I definitely I had fun throughout the episode. I like that. What did I like? I liked the little section that the Black Ranger had where he's being followed, and he morphs and takes out the two thugs, and of course when he morphs he turns into a tiny dog. So that was hilarious. And then
I'm not even gonna lie, that shit is funny.
And then he demorphed and he is now being chased by a cop because he has a warrant for his arrest. I'm looking forward to figuring out what the hell he did. But I like the way that they're introducing each ranger, and they're kind of even though this one they don't necessarily give them like a focus episode when they introduce them, but they give them a little something to get to know them.
Yeah.
And then I liked Haruka, her calling upon oh my goodness, Jin, who's the guy in the digital world. I thought that was pretty cool, and but also kind of like, did we establish that she could do that? I'm not sure.
So they apparently, I'm guessing that they can. Like, if they want to get in contact with him, or if he wants to get in contact with him, they can.
Yeah, clearly,
this can happen.
Did they establish that already? Because I feel like we haven't seen him in a few episodes.
Just with her in particular, because he did that with her at the very beginning.
Yeah, but more like he invited her, but I feel like a few times they actually went to him.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of like, that was where I was a little confused too. So I understand where you're coming from, Will, because I know like initially when she wanted to see him, he basically pulled her in, right?
Yeah.
Like they actually went to him. So it's just sort of like, how do they know where to find him, you know?
Right. I'm guessing that I guess like the glasses kind of will them. Like if it's like, oh, if you want to see him, the glasses will like transport you to him, kind of a thing. Or if he wants you, the glasses basically kind of like pulls you to him, kind of a situation. So it seems like it's all due to the glasses. I think that's like the main thing is what I'm gathering. But apparently, I don't know if she knew that. You know, like I don't know if it was a situation where she knew that or not. But you know, I guess in this episode, it kind of gives the idea that maybe she discovered it or she already knew. I don't know. But that was one thing that wasn't really quite clear. I will say, though, in that same scene, I'm not going to hold you. The end of that scene had
fucking
me
hilarious.
Screaming. I'm not even going to lie. I screamed, crying,
he
laughing.
her ass. He eated her ass.
Like, because basically it was like
funny.
he told this whole sad story, and she's like, "So is he dumb?" Like, I was like, "High key, girl, I'm with you," because like, I'm like, high key, I'm kind of with her. I'm not even gonna lie, like I was kind of with her because I'm like, so is he like, is something wrong with him? Like, is he dumb? Like, did he not understand that what he was doing was wrong? Like, I'm confused. And she just kept looking like she was so confused. And he was just like, we're done. And he kicked her out. Child, I hollered. Like, I literally screamed. I thought that was hilarious. But no, like, some other things in this episode, like, just to repeat what Will said, this episode was weird. It was a very weird episode, and it was very Japanese to me. So there were a lot of cultural things that I think were in this episode for me. Because that whole like onigiri situation, I'm just like, first of all, I've eaten like onigiri before. Like I've eaten it before many times. But the onigiri that I've eaten, I don't know how that shit is actually supposed to taste. Like, to me, like those rice cake things, like I'm just thinking they're just rice with stuff inside. Like,
okay, like I can
like they're okay.
Like, that use basically like steamed rice. You can do like sticky rice, or you can do regular rice, but obviously sticky rice is better.
Rice is better.
Yeah, you can do sweet sticky rice, and basically you just take like seaweed and you just roll it together and add whatever you want to add it, and you just eat it. Like, it's okay. It's not like
it's okay.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not like, I feel like it's not something I crave for, if that makes sense. Like, if you were to make it and give it to me, I'm not gonna complain because I'm lazy and I won't make anything else myself. I'll eat it, but it's not something I'll go out of my way to get.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I'm not gonna hold you. Like I said, I've had onigiri before. Like, I've had it before. And I'm like, for me personally, and I don't know whether it was a situation where it was very specific to this episode or what, but it was like, oh, your onigiri is good, but it's not great. And I'm like, it's just sticky rice in a triangle with stuff inside. Like, I'm really trying to figure this out. Like, it doesn't taste like anything. Like, I mean, it's good, but it doesn't like taste like anything. Like it doesn't have like a specific like kind of like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever had kind of a taste. Like, it's not like that. You know, like Lena, you can attest to this. Like, is it like that to you, or is it just rice with whatever you want to put inside it?
It's exactly what it is. It's rice with whatever is inside of it with a taste of saltiness because of the seaweed and the crunchiness. That's literally it.
That's it.
It's really nothing fancy. And that's why I was like saying to you like earlier, I'm like, it's not something like if you make it for me, I'll eat it. I won't go out of my way to like get it though. I won't be like, oh my God, I'm craving that today. You know, like it's not like there are like high key, there's a lot of better dishes out there that you could be craving for. That is not
right. Now that's the God honest truth.
You know, like I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying, like, it's not something you crave. Kind of like Jamaican patties, or like I don't know, like do you guys like Jamaican patties like that? I don't even know. Like
it depends.
And also I just realized how racist that sounded. Sorry. Oh my God.
Wow.
I just realized, I'm like, sorry, that was not my intention. Wow. Okay, there, Lena. I'm gonna shut up now.
But no, like, wow. But no, like, I see what you're saying. Like, I understand what you're saying, though. But it's like the point I'm making is just that, like, I just found that the plot of this episode just was very like, kind of head scratchy. Like, it was one of those episodes where I was just kind of like, this is real filler.
Yeah.
Like, this is giving real filler. Like, y'all really needed something to like introduce these characters so that y'all can put them together, kind of a situation. And I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, it wasn't bad because, like I said, it had great moments. Like, it had really good moments in the episode. But I was just like, okay, all right. Like, going by what we've previously seen in the previous episodes, like 1 through 3, like, I was just like, this is probably one of the more weaker episodes for me. Like, and not saying that it was bad, because it wasn't bad. But it was definitely weaker in plot.
Yeah, it's just like I can kind of see where the progression of storytelling went along. You're absolutely right, and I agree with you. But like, just the storyline itself wasn't as strong. It could have been better, you know. Like like the whole interaction could have been a lot better.
Exactly.
You know? So, and they use such a like. It was such a weird item for them to be obsessing over too, right? Like I was just kind of like,
right.
So this guy, only thing on his menu is just that. It's just the rice balls, I call them. Like that's it. You don't sell anything else. And I guess my thing was like, nowadays you need to be more innovative. You need to have more than one item. You can have your specialty item, but you need to have like a variety, you know? Like you need to have like, more than just that one item for you to be like, I'm one of the best, like my restaurant is one of the best, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then the fact that he couldn't control his employees, I'm like, really? I feel like you have better things, bigger things to be worrying about, like how to pay your bills. Why are you paying these employees that are not doing jack all? Like this place is the best. And you're obsessing over making rice ball? Like, I don't know. Your priorities are not really exactly straight. And then you're turning into a monster over it. Like, come on.
And because I'm not going to hold you. When Taro triggered him, when he said 99%, when I tell you, When he triggered him at the very last time, I'm not gonna lie, I laughed because dude was heated. He was like, I went through all of this and it's still not good. Listen, like, okay. And then, and you, of course, we know that it alluded to O-Ranger because of the pyramid theme, and Onigidis are in the shape of triangles. So, well, in the shape of pyramids. So of course they used O-Ranger as the theme of the monster, which is Power Ranger Zeo. So I thought that was pretty interesting, but like we've been saying, like, it's just, this episode was just a very weird way. It was just very weird to introduce these things, to introduce these concepts. Like, it was just like, okay, like, that's really kind of what it was given. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, all right, this is interesting, I guess. And of course, in this episode, we obviously get the ladies coming in, doing their thing. When Don Momotaro comes in, everybody has to stop and marvel his entrance, which, I mean, of course, show stopping. So I particularly enjoyed that. And yeah, like, just in general, like, this episode, it was just, I don't know, like, it just didn't really, it was just kind of like run of the mill to me.
Before the introduction for Taru, when he came into battle with the little robot in the train, and it attacked the restaurant owner in monster form. I thought that was pretty cool. What else? I also liked when Haruka and the Blue Ranger, when they were they figured out who each other were, and they had lunch together, and they were trying to figure out why Taru attacked them at the end of the last episode. And I think Blue Ranger came up with the explanation of maybe he was testing us, something like that. Mm-hmm. So they came up with the plan that they were going to take him out, like team up on him together to take him down and then like kind of earn his respect.
Yeah.
And then they went through with it, and that did not work. And he shot at their asses.
Yeah.
And I'm still confused as to why he's attacking them.
And the fact of the matter that he was shooting at all of them. Like, he didn't just shoot at blue and yellow. Like, he shot at all of them. And I'm just like, why are you shooting at black and pink? They didn't do anything.
And real quick, and at the very beginning of the episode, we picked up where we left off, basically, last episode. And when he attacked each one, when he hit each one, it teleported them back home, basically.
Yeah.
Which that was interesting as well. Like, what?
Yeah. Like, he is just like, no, I do feel a way with the way he is treating Haruka, the only girl on the team. Like, I really don't, like, I am starting to feel a way because the way this girl keep on getting kicked and keep landing in places, or just like the way she's, like, all of the physical comedy with her, some of it is funny and some of it is like, damn, this is kind of sad. Like, y'all ain't got to do this girl like that. Like, damn. Like, it's like none of the other guys are getting the punishment that she's getting. Like, it's bad. Or maybe they are and we're just not seeing it, but that's still important. That it's just like, it just seems like everyone is beating up on this girl. I don't know if this is like, supposed to be subtextually, like, maybe like something in this is important, because, like, from my understanding, and maybe this is just, I'm thinking, I'm not 100% sure, but with the actual story of Momotaro, I want to say that Oni was kind of like the one that kind of got like, was kind of like the one that got like beat up a lot, kind of a thing. So maybe that is the reason why it's happening to her, if I'm not mistaken. I would have probably do some more research on that. But damn, if that is the case, that sucks. That is the girl, the only girl of the group that just keeps getting beat up. Like that really sucks. I enjoyed some of the physical humor. I noticed that, you know, we don't really get to see too much of the bad guys in this show so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't really get to see that much. So I'm kind of like, like, I'm kind of like scratching my chin with them. Like, you know, what's really going on? Like, what's the tea? Like, you know, what are they about, kind of a thing. And more than likely, they're probably gonna give us more, you know, as we keep going. But they seem to only come out, or they seem to only come up when, you know, the bad guy is, when the people become monsters. That's when we generally would like see them pop up, because they're coming there to kill them, basically. Which is interesting. It's very interesting that they're, you know, only coming out just to kill people after they turn, kind of a thing, which I'm hoping they expound on that a little more in the actual show. Sooner or later, I'm hoping that they actually talk about that a little more. Like, why are they attacking people after they turn? Like, you know, what is the reason for this, kind of a thing?
Ooh, they did explain they need their energy to build their reality.
Yeah, I mean,
they explained that at some point. They're like, the reason is because when they attack the humans, whatever energy field that they take from them, they're actually trying to like build their realm, because they're not from Earth.
Right. My thing is, it's just like, I get that. I guess like the question that I'm asking, or that I'm trying to figure out rather, is like this emotion that they're trying, that the energy that they're trying to, you know, that they're trying to take, and all of that. Like, why are they, like, I understand them wanting to like take that energy, but it's like, what does killing these people have to do with anything? Because like, it's just like, once they turn, like, what's the point?
Well,
like,
the thing is, they want to be superior, so they want to take over the humans, essentially. Like, they feel that they are superior to superior than everyone else, including Earth. That's why, like, they're like, they're this being that they just feel like they're so superior to everyone. That's why they don't understand the emotions and the energy that we have, and they're trying to understand it because they lack that. Although that girl does smile every now and then. There's such liars. I don't know how to smile. Get out of here.
I mean, I don't know. It just, I guess for me, like, I'm looking for, like, I'm ready to see like what the main thing is. Like, at this point, I'm like, I need to know, like, why are we doing this? Like, you know, like, and not just you telling us, but like, what is the consequence of this? Like, because like, what I've noticed, like, with a lot of Super Sentai shows, when they're actually telling good stories, and yes, I threw shade, when they're actually telling good stories, what I do notice is that the villains actually have consequences for the reason as to why they're actually doing the thing. So I guess I'm just trying to figure out the reason. Like, what is the reason as to what is the end goal, basically? Like, what is the end goal? Like, what are you trying to achieve in this particular thing? Because this plot, honestly, is very layered. Like, in terms of what the villains want, like, it's very layered. Like, there seems to be a lot of subtext and a lot of things that is very different with this particular set of villains, even with the way they look. Because let's be very honest, they look like heroes. You know, like they legit look like heroes. And to be truthfully honest, if you really didn't know what was going on, just like Haruka did at the very beginning, you would think they're heroes. You would legit think that they are the heroes in the show because they look like superheroes. But the thing is, they're not. But what they're actually doing is kind of heroic in a sense because they are attacking the villains. They are attacking the bad guys, but they're killing people.
Yeah,
so
that
it's
part
like
is confusing me. I just don't understand why they feel the need to kill these humans. And then like I wonder, I mean obviously we want to find out why, but it there's so much that we just don't know yet. I mean, we're only 4 episodes in, but
yeah,
you know, these civilian, because it's like they're like anti-hero versions of the Rangers we have.
yes, exactly. That's why I'm like, it seems like there's more to this. Like it seems like there's a little more to this than just, oh, we're just out here just, trying to rebuild our dimension and all that. Like there's more to this. Like it feels like there's more. And just like you said, Will, like we're gonna figure it out. We're definitely gonna get it all. But I really do like the fact that the villains aren't just on some diabolical mission to, we're gonna destroy the world as we twirl our mustaches. Like it's not that. Like there is definitely some layers here. And like I said, I really do like the fact that they literally look like heroes. And to an average person, you would think they are heroes. So yeah, like that is something that I really do honestly enjoy about this show so far. Y'all want to go ahead and rate it or no?
Yeah, let's go ahead and rate it. I'm good.
Yep.
I will give it a 3-star.
3? Okay.
Yeah, the overall it was a very confusing episode. I didn't know where it was going. Definitely a filler. And the only thing that made it like 3 was because of the entrance. I mean, Taro just knows what to do.
I'm telling you right now, that entrance will always take me out. Like it's probably one of the best things about this show.
It really is.
It is one of the best things because him coming in with that entrance is just mwah. I just love it.
I agree. Will?
I give it a 3. I liked I actually did have fun with the restaurant story. And then to get into Taro's backstory as a child, it'll be interesting to find out what his connection to Jin is, but to see that he was somebody that would tell people what to do correctly. He would correct people. And then people got so sick of it that the whole town just left the town and left him by himself. Like, damn.
That's when you know it's like, all right,
yeah. And I had already mentioned it was really cool, the Black Ranger scene. And then, the other Rangers coming together. And like I guess everybody's seen each other unmorph now, so they like know who each other are. So yeah, I give it a 3. It's weird, confusing, but I still had a good time.
Well, not right now. They don't know who each other is.
They didn't all see each other yet?
No. Only so far.
Only certain ones.
Yeah, only blue, yellow, and red.
Oh yeah, Black. At the end, Black and Red, like what?
They walked past each other, but they didn't see each other.
Yeah, like Black was on a bridge, and then Red was like on the ground. Yeah,
right. It's interesting so far. Like it's like okay, all right. The people don't know quite. Everybody don't know each other yet. So we'll see, hopefully soon, and how are they going to react when they actually do, meet each other kind of situation, like what's going to happen. So yeah, I would give it, I'm like, y'all, it's going to be a 3. It definitely is going to be a 3. For the same reasons. It's a filler episode. It was very middle of the road. Not saying that it was bad, because it wasn't bad. It was just like it just wasn't given the hype that we got previously. It wasn't like oh my god like before, but it was still a good episode and I still had fun. So yeah. And the storyline just wasn't as strong as it was this for the past couple episodes. It wasn't as strong. But I still love Kiji brother. I just love him. Like Kiji brother he is my favorite out of all of them for sure. Like Pink is definitely my favorite. So I'm hoping that he gets some good stuff in this show because he is definitely the standout character for me for sure. So yeah. Moving on to our last segment, which is the comics. Ooh.
This is exciting. I can't believe y'all 10 words just started. Woo! Shit is going down.
It is getting real. Okay? Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Oh, child, let's just go ahead and get into it because these comics, child, listen. So we got, a little piece of Mighty Morphin, right? Let's just go ahead and do Mighty Morphin first because, that's what we do. Yeah, we're going to do Mighty Morphin and then we're going to do Power Rangers.
Like we don't always do it, though.
I mean, listen, because Mighty Morphin is first. Mighty Morphin and then Power Rangers. So, you gotta always do Mighty Morphin first. Like always.
This is true. This is true.
Now, overall, what is it giving? What did y'all think? Like, what was some things about the comic that really spoke out to you?
Oh my God. Well, one thing is between Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers, Zardos just let's just keep it real with his assessment of human beings.
Oh yeah.
And how we're trash. We don't care about any other life form on this planet other than ourselves. He wasn't lying.
He was not lying. He was not lying.
I read this months ago. Obviously, this came out months ago. But to get a refresh on Zed's origin, another chapter in Zed's origin of him going to the planet was Avixia.
Oh, child, don't ask me to pronounce no names.
Vixen. Well, wherever this planet is, he shows up on, and they Well, okay. All right. Anyway, so like the planet that he ends up on, the inhabitants they nurse him back to health. And while he is doing things like cleaning up, certain areas and stuff to kind of earn his keep, he's watching them in their sorcery. Long story short, he ends up massacring all of them with their sorcery after they have, spent like over a year rehabilitating him. But he leaves one alive so that they can tell the tale of what he did. And that is just like, wow.
It's giving very Kill Bill. I'm going to tell you right now. It's very Kill Bill. Like at the very end of the first one, where like
you're gonna have to
she basically takes off whole old girl's arm, and she's like, she massacred everybody, and she's like, I want you to give Bill a message, and like basically like threatens to take the other girl's arm off, and she's like. And then like after she like tells her the message, like she rolls her down a freaking hill in front of the freaking hospital. You know, like I feel like that's what this was. I feel like that's basically exactly what that was. I was just like, wow, Zed, for real? Zed became the bride. Awesome.
And they basically Zordon is basically inside of a tesseract from the MCU. I loved the moments with Billy and Alpha, dipping and dodging or attempting to in the command center, trying to get to safety, but they obviously encounter the Eltarians. And something that was really cool was that Alpha got to play the hero and kick some ass and outsmarted the Eltarians. That was really cool.
Child, listen. First of all, Billy hiding around that corner. Billy hiding around the corner. Mug was scared. Like, you couldn't tell Billy shit. Billy was scared as hell hiding around that corner.
And to calm himself down, like reading or saying out loud the pi formula.
The pi formula. Really?
That's interesting that keeps him calm.
That keeps him calm. Like, wow. Child, I loved it. That was probably one of the best like panels out of like the comic for me. Was just seeing Billy just like trying to like reassure himself, like, calm down, Billy, calm down. All right, you can do this. All right. 3.14. It's like, wow. This is what you need, Billy? All right, bro. I see you. One thing I really liked about this comic for sure, I really liked actually watching, what do they call Family Force 4? Whatever they called. I don't know.
The Century Force 4.
Oh, there we go. Sister Sledge. I don't know who they are, but they basically, Destiny's Child came and was like showing off on their skills and stuff, and really putting Rocky, Adam, and Kimberly through the ringer. Like, they were just like, oh, we about to beat all y'all asses out here. And just watching the Rangers struggle with them was just like, wow. Like, they ain't no joke. Like, they really aren't a joke. Like, I really honestly thought that like those panels of the fight were really well done. They were really good. I really enjoyed that. Even the whole conversation between Zed and Zardes, to me, was really good. That was like really good, because it's like, so Zardes basically, like, you can tell like Zardes is still trying to push the buttons on Zed. Like, he's still trying to, manipulate him in a way. And it's like, wow, Zardes, like, after all these years, you still trying to push Zed's buttons. Like, you're still trying to control him. So I thought that was really interesting too.
I love that whole scene. Definitely. Him visiting Zed via a hologram, instead of doing it, face to face. I think that kind of, it does show. it's a mixture of cowardice and I think if Zed would try to like, capture him or something like that. But I loved Zed basically like he just kept it 100 and said like, you think that you are going to defeat these kids, but I've been trying to do that for like a year now, and they keep making something work in their favor every time.
Every time.
And then like, unless you want my help, you're not going to do this. And then he's like, I'm not here for your help. I'm actually here, to warn you not to get in my way. Okay. Okay. And then Zed, he gets his minions together and tells them to go to the command center to make sure that Zordon can't come back.
Now, here's the thing for me. So Zed is, to me, now, we kind of already know that, basically the cards are all on the table. Now, everybody knows everything. Everybody has an idea of what's going on. Like all the cards are out. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is out. Everything is out in the open. Everybody knows everybody's tea. My thing is, now let's be very clear. Zed is still maintaining power here. And he is definitely still like he is still walking around like, look, I know Zardis is about to be planning some shit. I know Zardis is planning some shit. But at the end of the day, I really feel like Zed knows. He's like, Zardis ain't gonna win. Zardis ain't gonna win. So let's just go ahead and keep on doing what we gonna do. So that at the end of the day, I can still win. And he's going to try to use Zardis to his advantage. I am absolutely sure. So it's just like Zed is still trying to stay one step ahead of everybody, which in Zed fashion is smart. Like, and that's the one thing I like about Zed in the comics is that, they try to maintain Zed's, smart thinking like how he was at the beginning of season 2. Because Zed was doing some very smart things, which is what made Zed so particularly like menacing in a way. Like a lot of his plots were very personal. A lot of what he did was a lot of divide and conquer, a lot of personal attacks, things of that nature. So the fact that they're still trying to like keep up with that in the comics is like, mwah, like, yes. Because this is something that Zed would do, So yeah, it makes perfect sense. And now, especially knowing that, Zed is Eltarian, like he used to be, a warrior of Eltar, it's like, of course he has, these ideas of these war tactics because it's like you used to be a warrior. So it makes sense. So yeah, like I really liked how they Zed is still trying to stay one step ahead, kind of a thing. Of course, the Rangers, one thing I definitely was like, one thing that really kind of got me about this particular comic, Grace is basically kind of like in control at this point. And, how do you feel about that? Because for me, I feel like this is like Grace being like the moment I've been waiting for.
Yeah. I mean, She gets shit done. So
She does.
you know,
Yeah.
this is like you said, it is like the moment she's been waiting for, to just be in total control and not have Zordon, you know, in the way. So I'm all right with it.
Listen, I agree. Now, do I agree with some of her methods? No. You know, because a lot of things she do is with her being petty. She does a lot of things out of emotion, but you can't deny the woman's intellect. Like, the woman is smart and she knows what she's doing. So, you know, I'm like, shit, if she's helping, you know, they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice in the matter. You know, it's like, you know, you got to do what you can, kind of a situation. So yeah, like I have to say, I enjoyed this issue. I enjoyed this issue a lot.
You know, like as usual, like the action scenes were pretty fun. Oh my god, the last scene was great when the Rangers sans Billy, they're all reunited finally after a couple of issues, and Grace breaks the news to them that Zordon's gone, but she tells them like there's no time no more, and you can do that if we survive, because there are 6 Eltarian transport ships in this direction, and we cannot teleport out of here. So, and then we see, and then she said, if I'm in charge now, and if you listen to what I say, we may be able to survive. But if you don't want to listen, you are more than free to go out and greet our guests. And then we see the Altarians making their way to Promethea. That was such a cool ending. Like, I love how they are able to nail, like, you know, stakes and imminent danger and stuff. I love it.
Listen, like, and the thing is, like, I'm kind of glad that these characters keep putting Tommy in his place, because Tommy just, and I don't know if
Tommy is really unlikable.
He is very unlikable. He is very unlikable. I don't know what it is. And maybe it's just because of, like, honestly, like, I'm not even gonna hold you. This is a more developed version to me of Tommy season 2. Because I can hear JDF's voice. Like, I can clearly hear, like, Ryan Parrott articulates JDF's voice. A bit annoying. But yeah. But speaking of Power Rangers, we are going to be moving on to Power Rangers issue 13. Now, of course, we're still continuing the Eltarian War. And obviously, where we left off, you know, the Rangers seemingly die. You know, we thought they bought the form, you know, and a certain, you know, kitty came along and was like, you know, meow, how you doing? I'm here to help you. In a brand new form as, you know, the Blue Rangers. So we get our first anamorphic looking Ranger that is actually not in the shape of a human. Because we've had anamorphic Rangers before. I mean, we've had Dolly Kruger, we've had you know, Cat Minx, even though she's more human, but you know, she still has cat features, you know. So, you know, we've had Cat. But we've never had a Ranger who is a gigantic kitty that does not actually transform into a upright standing humanoid. Like, it's just a big, gigantic cat. So, you know, we love it, right?
Yeah, it's different, for sure.
It really is. And plus, Yale is adorable. Like, I mean, Yale is just fucking adorable. I mean, I just love Yale. But anywho, Yale basically teleports them back to the safe haven. And, you know, everybody is just like, ooh, child, I thought we was going to die, child. But of course, they didn't, obviously. You know, so speaking of the little piece of scene that you was talking about with Tommy, child, Tommy is talking to the girls. Instead of just telling them what the hell is going on, you know he has to bring up old shit. And it's like, you spending all this time talking about, well, you know, I don't care for how you handle the Draken situation. Boy, just tell us what the fuck is going on. Goddamn. Like, it's just, nobody cares about your opinion, Tommy. No one cares. No one cares about your self-righteous opinion. We don't care. Like, but yes. So what is it given? Like, what other things that stuck out for you? Because I know, like, for me, there's a lot of action beats. There were a lot of action beats, and I enjoyed every last one.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at Tommy's dialogue because that was what really stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Hey guys, it's me. It's Tommy. Look, I don't know if you're not receiving our messages or just choosing not to respond, but like okay, wow, okay. And then you know, he told him Zordon's gone. He was killed by his own people, and they're invading Earth. And then I don't care about Draken or Zordon or any of that stuff. Our home is under attack, and I need you, and I need your help. So get back here right now, because if you don't, there might not be anything left. I think just the fact that it sounded like he almost was like trying to guilt trip them.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that is like a form of gaslighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like
it's just manipulation.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Instead of just being straight with them and just being like, look, we really need your help. Like, yo, like, dead ass, we just gonna put everything off to the side. Like, no, fuck everything. Like, fuck all that shit that happened. Like, yo, we need you. Instead of just being just straight, he got to be backhanded. It's just like, dude, like, like,
yeah,
it's annoying.
Yeah, very much so. And then for what else happened? They introduced the Master Arch, which is on Safe Haven. It was created by the Morphin Masters, and that's the way that the Omegas can get to basically anywhere in the galaxy. So that's how they got back to Earth. So I'm assuming we're going to see that used a bit. What else was there? Oh yeah, the battle with the Rangers and the Sentry Force 4 and the Altarians. And it was looking bleak for Tommy, and then Jason and the rest of the Omegas, they came and saved the day, but they still ended up having to evacuate. What else was there?
I see my boy Torona is back. You know, Torona is back in the building. You know, we ain't forgot about you. We ain't forgot. You know, he's still here, looking like Zach Daddy.
And I had actually I kind of went ahead and I mentioned what Alpha did saving himself from Billy when we're talking about Mighty Morphin, it actually happened in this one. That was really cool. Really, really cool Alpha moment. Oh my God. Then they're thinking that they're I think they thought that the Rangers thought that they were they were doing well in the battle, and then asking his artist, why don't you come down here and fight? And he's like, look up, and then the fucking Imperials are on Earth.
Right.
And then that ultimatum of give me your power coins or I'll have them, and then boom, one of them destroys Promethea, and he's saying obviously that they'll do that to the entire planet. And then if you're wondering where the other one is, the other one, Zed's watching the stuff go down on the Moon Palace, and then he sees the Imperial come to the Moon Palace, and he's like, right on schedule, like he expected it. And then the Imperial destroys Pandora's palace and
destroys it.
Mm-hmm.
Destroys it. Child, listen, I'm not even gonna hold you. Let's backtrack for a second. First of all, now I love the moment where Zach comes in and there he meets the new Green Ranger for the first time. And he's like, hey, awesome timing, new Green Ranger. And he's like, thanks for the assist. And he's like, hey Zach, how's it going? And reveals that it's Matt. He's like, what?
Yeah.
That cracked me up. I enjoyed that.
Some nice continuity. Because they do know
I enjoyed
each other
that.
very
they
well.
They do know each other. Right. Right. And the thing is, it's like, we understand that, there definitely is going to be I'm pretty sure there's going to be some heatedness between them, because it's like, you basically didn't tell me, you know what I'm saying, that this was the tea. Like, you didn't tell me what was going on, and you kept this a secret from me all this time, kind of a situation. And now I'm a Ranger, so it's like, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some animosity here, like, for sure. Because I'm pretty sure he's still going to be sitting here like, that's fucked up that you didn't tell me, kind of a situation. And by I mean Matt is going to be upset with, the other Rangers, Jason, Zach, and Trini, obviously. Especially with Jason and Zach, because those were his homies, like those were his boys. So it's like, more so Zach. So it's gonna be like, drama, honey, drama. So yeah, that's gonna be very interesting to see, just that interaction. Now in terms of the ending with Jason and the minions, what did you think about that?
Just that, I'll say, just the lead up to that was really cool. Billy and Alpha trying to get out of there with Zordon's, his particles. And then they get stopped by Zed's minions, and then Jason, comes to make the save. Going over what he said again.
He basically gives them an ultimatum.
Telling them that Zed, yeah. Yeah. It's always interesting when you have the Rangers working with their enemies. I can't remember in the show, in Mighty Morphin in particular, a time where that actually happened, but this has I believe this has happened before in the comic, I believe.
Yeah. I believe they have, yeah, before.
Yeah, so that's it's interesting. It's interesting. It's just we were just talking about this with Dino Fury, like just being able to trust your enemy. This is a little bit different because these guys have blatantly, attacked the city and civilians and tried to kill the Rangers multiple times. But I guess just this will be another situation of just not fully giving in to the trust, But obviously it's going to make for an interesting story, obviously.
Yeah. I mean,
what about you?
Honestly, with this particular story, just in general, they've never been in a situation where it's like we're basically everybody's fault. One side always kind of had the upper hand. Whether it was, and normally it was always the villains for the most part. The villains always kind of had the upper hand at one point. And the Rangers just had to figure out their situation. Because going back to when the Rangers actually had to team up, they had to team up against Alpha. Was it Alpha 1? I want to say, was it Alpha 1 or yeah, it was Alpha 1. They had to team up against Alpha 1 when Alpha 1, went crazy and turned himself into a Megazord. And everybody had to, go against them or whatever. So yeah, they had moments where they had to work together, but the thing was, it's like this time, but like I said before, the situation always kind of was the villains either were kind of in control or they kind of stepped off to the side while the other bad guys kind of just did what they were going to do. But this time around, everybody's fucked. Like the Imperials doesn't give a damn about nobody. They're just here to just destroy everything and reset the balance and reset everything. Like that is their goal. Their goal is just to just wipe shit out. So they don't give a fuck who they wiping out, whether it's the bad guys, the good guys, they don't care. So really it's like the villains are just kind of like, they're left with the decision to make where it's like, okay, so are we just gonna go ahead and side with the Rangers for now, self-preservation type shit, or are we just gonna go ahead and, try to, be like, fuck it and just, do our own thing because we just don't want to help the Rangers kind of a situation. Like we just don't want to do this kind of a thing and risk being destroyed because it's obvious nobody can't take out those damn Imperials. Like, nobody can take them out. It's obvious. Even the villains can't do it. So, it's like, well, you don't have a choice. And that's basically what Jason was saying. It's just like, nobody has a choice here. We can't take them out. You can't take them out. You definitely can't take them out because you can't even beat us. So I know for a fact that you can't beat us. I know you won't be able to beat them. So it's just one of those situations where it's just kind of like, damn, like, what are we going to do? Kind of a situation. So they were just like, fuck it. Like, let's just get over with. Like, let's just go ahead and side with you all. So yeah, like I most certainly enjoyed that aspect of it. Like that was one of the main things that I definitely enjoyed about this issue is just the fact that not just the action, but just everybody being like, damn, like we don't have a choice. Like we have to, like we're gonna have to do some things that we don't like in order to make sure that we live to fight another day. Like we're gonna have to do some things. So yeah, like, and there are just so many damn good panels in this issue. Like, don't get me wrong, like I like Mighty Morphin, but it's just something about this damn art style. And I know you said before you don't really too much care for this one because it doesn't really look like the actor.
Well, actually, when we had, this was basically the style of Go-Go. At least the last few issues of that. So I kind of do like this one.
Yeah, because like for me, I've always loved Go-Go style though. Like I just think that if we have like a anime version of Power Rangers, or an animated version, make it like Go-Go. Because I just always just love the way that they, that they draw these Rangers. Like I just think they look so freaking good. In terms of just like the way they look, their faces, their everything just looks really fucking good. Like I just love Go-Go, the Go-Go style. Like I just think it's fucking amazing. But yeah, yep, that is pretty much it. Do you have anything you want to add before we conclude this one?
Oh yeah, it ends with the Imperials, or one of them, the one that destroyed Prometheus, destroying the damn command center. So they ain't got nowhere to
go.
To yeah, exactly.
Do you guys feel like it's almost like Shadow Grid all over again, where like towards the end there's like nowhere to go? They just, I wonder where they're gonna like loop to. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, where are they going? Like, they seemed like they knew where they were going. They're like, we're getting out of here. Like, we're gone. But where y'all going, though?
That's the thing. Like, I mean, I don't really necessarily think that I want to say they don't know about Prometheus. So not Prometheus, the Safe Haven. So that is an option.
True.
Safe Haven is an option.
Right.
Can I please just say I absolutely love the cat. Like that cat is literally my life. That cat is everything. Like Gail is awesome. I really didn't get a chance to touch base on everything earlier because you guys were really in it. But overall, I'm actually really shooken by this war. I am very. They basically had me. Just like how I skipped ahead and I watched another episode of Power Rangers Dino Fury in episode 9, where basically you thought, oh no, this is legit the end. Like this is gonna be it. Like this is how the Power Rangers die, And that's kind of like the fear I'm having for them right now. I'm like, holy shit. Like what are they? I'm really curious as to what they're gonna do to essentially prevent the rest of whatever this dimension is from dying. Like they are, I'm very shooken. That's all I got to say. But I do love the little comedic relief where they're like, oh, the Power Rangers are lying. And then the other guy goes, well, how often do Power Rangers lie anyways? Like, what do you mean?
Right.
Like, how do you mean? I feel like it's safe for that. We should probably believe them if they said that everyone is dead. That probably everyone is dead.
Like, just saying, like this group of villains, like these group of bad guys are like, they trying to take everybody out. I mean, like we're not bluffing here. So
I have a question, and they probably mentioned it, but it slipped my mind. What is the Imperials' end game? Like, what do they really want out of this by destroying literally everything and everyone?
So go ahead.
They don't personally have any end game or goal. They are basically working for whoever has control over them. I'm forgetting how Zardis got control over them, but they don't have any agency of their own.
Oh,
right. I mean, their thing is, and like they've they did kind of briefly, if I'm not mistaken, they did kind of briefly mention sort of their game, which is basically they do things to reset things because they believe that what they like their whole thing is like, because remember when they destroyed the Hartoonians, for example, when they destroyed them, their whole thing was, you guys are just like, not the Hartoonians, that world. When they first encountered the Imperials, they were like, we're erasing life to start brand new life.
Okay.
So that's what they do. Like when they erase shit, like they destroy everything. But their intention is to restart, like, brand new life in a sense. But like they're destroying like legit civilizations to do it. And they don't have any rhyme or reason to do it. It's just, you've been here long enough, bye. Just kind of like just wiping people out, basically.
Wow.
So, that's kind of their thing.
I'm just very shaken by the whole thing. And that little girl in the robot, I love how they're like, we don't know how old she is. She could be old. I was like,
she's old as shit. She is probably old as shit.
I was crying laughing. I'm like, oh my God, that is so true, It reminded me of that movie.
Because like I remember it was an Asian girl.
Pacific Rim.
Yes.
I love that movie series. That's what it reminds me
of. It reminded
like,
me of Power Rangers.
Yes!
I still haven't seen it, but it just reminded me of Power Rangers.
That's probably why I like it, because it reminded me of Power Rangers. Oh my God. Like,
yes.
Basically, that was giving me very Pacific Rims. I was like, oh my God. That little girl is exactly like that little girl in the first movie with her tiny little robot. I'm just like, I feel like they basically reach out to Pacific Rim, was like, hey, you guys want to work for us? We're taking over the world.
Basically, it's just like, because that's really what it was given. Like, right? I'm not gonna hold you. It was given very Pacific Rim.
Right. I was, yeah. I'm very curious as to how this is gonna get safe, though. I really do wonder because this is getting very deep, very scary, and I love it. I love the fact that it's really keeping us on our edge. Like, it's very much like, whoa, how on earth are we gonna salvage this? How on earth are we gonna fix this? And oh my God! But going back to earlier, what you were saying about Tommy, I'm so over them giving Tommy so many like leadership roles. Get the frick out of here.
Like, seriously, like I feel you. I feel you. Like, I've been over Tommy. We all know I've been over Tommy, but like, these issues don't make it any better. Like, it's just like you just get to the point where you're just like, okay, Tommy, like, I'm done with you. I'm so done. I'm so done. Just, gosh, like, I'm over it. But the one argument I do have, and like, I'm with you, Lena. I am very interested in seeing how they wrap this up. My only issue so far is that the Imperials seem extremely OP. Like, they seem very OP. Like, very OP. To the point where it's like, they don't seem like they're going to be that easy to destroy. If easy to destroy at all. So it's like, how are they going to do it? And if they do it, will it be satisfactory? Because as of right now, I'm like, with the way that they are and how strong they are, they just seem mad overpowered. Like, I mean, super OP. Like, literally, like, we watched them literally just go Super Saiyan, like, and be like, just blow up fucking Promethea and goddamn the command center and Pandora's palace. Like,
oh my God, Brennan.
Like, it was.
Sorry to cut you off. What if?
Oh no, go ahead.
the Rangers went to go find the Dragon Ball Z guys.
So even then, like, I don't even, like, it's going to be the longest saga ever. Okay. I just want you to know it is going to be a whole nother, like, 13 issues of Goku charging himself.
You need to, like, match the Super Saiyan energy with that, you know? So, like,
girl, it is going to be Goku charging himself for 13 issues
like, they got Pacific
before
Rim
he finally shoots them.
You know, they got Pacific Rim to join the team, so now we need something like the Goku crew to back up the Rangers now.
Oh my gosh! And then he's gonna do all that for 13 issues and miss. Because you know that's gonna be something he do. Like, he's gonna shoot at them and then they're just gonna phase out of the way and miss. Like, dude, just wasted 13 issues of you charging up. Like, what is going on?
What if they find the Mortal Kombat crew?
Now, I don't think the Mortal Kombat crew could help. Like, they can't do this. They wouldn't be able to do this. Like, we were better off with Dragon Ball Z. Like, Mortal Kombat, child, especially not with whatchamacallit's character.
Young Cole?
Yo Boo, yes. Stretching out his character. Girl, no.
No, I was thinking of like a Ludi Lin character with his cousin / friend / maybe possible lover there.
Okay. Because, child, the way they was acting like Uranus and Neptune at a certain point, I'm like, all right, now y'all kissing cousins, chill out.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! What if it's a Sailor Moon crew?
Listen, Sailor Moon might be able to handle them. I'm just saying. Sailor Moon might be able to handle.
Like, obviously, I'm just shooting the shit here. Just so y'all know, like, I'm not being serious. So don't come at me, please. I'm just shooting the shit here because I'm really genuinely curious how they're gonna wrap this up, and it better not be something as stupid as like, oh, we just found a weak spot. We were able to like kill them. No.
Girl, listen. And that's my point. That's my point. Because they're so OP, that's why I'm like, I'm really curious as to how they're gonna do this. Because I'm like, y'all are like fucking ridiculously strong. And it's like, unless they really figure out something, like, the only thing that they can really do is do something as trivial as that. And that's not what I want. That's not what I want. I do not want them to do that. Please don't do that. Because if they do that, I am going to be kind of upset. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I would be upset if they did that. So we shall see. We shall see how they manage to pull it off. We shall see. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. We most certainly appreciate it. If you stayed the whole entire time, we most certainly appreciate you. And yeah, let us know what you think. Comment below in the comment section wherever platform you're listening. Whether that's SoundCloud, YouTube, like wherever, like I promise you, we will find it and we will read it on the show and we will discuss it. We will talk about it. And yeah, so definitely continue to listen, continue to support, and continue to follow us on social media. Our link is linktr.ee/Tribunal of the Grid. You will find all of our links there. You will find our Twitter, you will find our YouTube, you will find our SoundCloud, you will find our Instagram. And yeah, I mean, we definitely do a lot of our posting on Instagram. That's like our main place. So, definitely follow us on Instagram because that's where you would get all the tea. Twitter is mainly for the hot takes whenever I kind of like feel like just tweeting like some random shit. I just feel like tweeting some random stuff. But mainly Instagram is where it's at. So definitely follow us on Instagram. And yeah, my name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.